we have a few news to get to. So, superhero news, which is the first news that we're gonna check out. Then, after superhero news, we have gaming news, and we have our review for Sisters of Silence, Warhammer 40k plus animation, Penitence.
Sisters of Battle.
The heck? Sisters of Battle.
Yeah.
It's very early. Okay, so we're starting with another plot leak. Another one.
Another one. Yeah.
So last week we talked about the plot leak for Avengers Doomsday, and it sounded like it's the real deal. Also, the sources confirmed that should be the real deal. Of course, we're gonna see if that's true. And now we have another one. I don't know how those things happen. I really don't know. But this is from That Park Place. Spider-Man Brand New Day plot leak suggests Spider-Man teams with Jean Grey while on the run from X-Men villain.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we read this, quick thoughts, because there were some pictures maybe a month ago of Sadie Sink on the set wearing basically a Spider-Gwen outfit. Maybe that's AI. We don't know. It looked like it's shot from afar. It looked real, but you know, it's AI. Times.
Yes. So we don't know which one is.
Yeah, so we don't know. And it's gonna make a lot more sense if she is Spider-Gwen, because she is in a very good age range, bracket for that. She's not though for Jean Grey.
No.
Neither she looks like Jean Grey at all. The fact that she is kind of a ginger, not even red hair, like truly red hair, doesn't mean that she's that type. She's not. Her face is not that type, like nothing.
Yeah.
She's too young. Opposite, Tom Holland as well. Although he looks very young, but in comparison, they have what 7-8 years of a difference. I don't know. I have to check.
Also, even if this is supposed to be the younger teenage Jean Grey, again, she doesn't look like her. She just doesn't.
She just doesn't. So Spider-Gwen would be like so awesome, so much better in comparison. She should be blonde though.
Yeah.
Okay, now we are ready to read the article. So Toonami, take it away.
A new Spider-Man Brand New Day plot leak is making the rounds online, and if the rumored details are accurate, the Marvel Cinematic Universe's next Spider-Man installment could introduce mutants into the franchise in a major way. The reported story, development centers on Peter Parker teaming up with a young Jean Grey while being hunted by the government organization Damage Control. While none of the details have been confirmed by Marvel Studios or Sony, the rumor has sparked significant discussion among fans about what the fourth Spider-Man film might look like following the events of Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man Brand New Day plot leak suggests Jean Grey is captured. According to industry scooper My Time to Shine Hello, Sadie Sink's character, who is widely rumored to be Jean Grey from the X-Men, becomes the focal point of the film's central conflict. OMG, so Sadie is kidnapped by Damage Control and they torture her and Spider-Man saves her. And the guy from Severance with the mustache is chasing her. The reported Spider-Man Brand New Day plot leak claims that Jean Grey is captured by the government agency Damage Control, which has already been established in the MCU as an organization tasked with handling superpowered threats. In the rumored storyline, Spider-Man ultimately rescues her from captivity. The two then spend a large portion of the film on the run together, with an X-Men villain aggressively pursuing them. If accurate, the premise would effectively place Spider-Man in the middle of a mutant-related storyline, something that would mark a significant shift for the character's solo MCU films. Trammell Tillman's character could lead Damage Control. Another major detail connected to the Spider-Man Brand New Day plot leak involves actor Trammell Tillman, who reportedly plays a high-ranking figure within Damage Control. Multiple rumor accounts have suggested Tillman may portray William Metzger, a relatively obscure X-Men villain who is associated with anti-mutant sentiment. In the MCU version of the character, Metzger is reportedly being reimagined as the leader of Damage Control, positioning him as a major antagonist hunting both Jean Grey and Spider-Man. While Metzger may not be the film's primary villain, the character's role could establish a broader, anti-mutant government storyline that ties into Marvel's long-anticipated X-Men reboot. Reports have also indicated that Tillman signed a multi-film deal with Marvel Studios, which would suggest the character may appear again in future projects. Tombstone and Scorpion may still be the main villains. Despite the rumored focus on Jean Grey and damage control, earlier reports indicate that Spider Man's traditional rogues gallery may still play a major role. According to previous leaks, the film's primary antagonists are expected to be Lonnie Lincoln, Tombstone, reportedly portrayed by Marvin Jones III, Mac Gargan, Scorpion, returning from earlier MCU appearances. Both characters have long-standing ties to Spider-Man in the comics and would bring the story back to the street-level crime elements that many fans have wanted to see in a Spider-Man sequel. If these plot leaks hold true, Spider-Man: Brand New Day could feature multiple intersecting conflicts, combining organized crime threats with a larger government crackdown and emerging mutants. The story will also reportedly feature John Bernthal as the Punisher and Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. So there's a lot going on in this one. The story picks up after No Way Home. The film will reportedly take place sometime after the events of Spider-Man: No Way Home, which ended with Doctor Strange casting a spell that erased Peter Parker's identity from the world. That narrative reset leaves Peter completely isolated, without the support system he previously had in earlier films. The rumored Spider-Man: Brand New Day plot leak would build on the premise by placing Peter in another difficult position, protecting a powerful young mutant while being pursued by federal authorities. It also potentially opens the door for mutants to begin appearing within the Spider-Man corner of the MCU, something that has been widely speculated about ever since Disney acquired the X-Men's rights from Fox. Spider-Man: Brand New Day release date. Spider-Man: Brand New Day is currently scheduled to arrive in theaters July 31st, 2026, as part of Phase 6 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The film is directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, who previously helmed Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings. Oh boy. With production ramping up and rumors beginning to circulate online, it likely won't be long before Marvel Studios begins revealing more official information about what the next chapter of Spider-Man's MCU story will actually look like. End article.
I mean, the director of Shang-Chi, we don't mind that because Shang-Chi was okay movie. It's just that it was a fast food movie. You watch it, you forget about it. It doesn't hold a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Second, the whole story is pretty disappointing to me because it sounds like I'm watching the news, like corporate stuff, corporate people after superheroes. That's so annoying. It's very off-putting. Even when I watch, Avengers with all of that Secovian quartz, whatever that was, even that's annoying, okay?
And that's annoying. It's annoying even in comic books when they start doing that.
Yeah, when you take superheroes like out in the real world
And you
problems,
start putting the
when
politics
it comes
and things
to
like that.
laws, documents, and whatever, it's just so like, why am I watching this? Where is the heroism?
Yeah.
Like saving the little person, fighting bad guys that want to hurt people. Like the focus should be there, not evil corporations, whatever.
That's what I was hoping that this movie is going to be after No Way Home, when he lost the tech and the Stark support system and everything else, and he made his suit all by himself, and everything was made by himself, and he was left alone living in a small apartment as it should be. And I thought, okay, maybe the next movie will be now focused on him, and we're just going to get a small street level but still good Spider-Man story like the older movies. Instead we get this. Instead, if we get really this, but well, it's again another Spider-Man solo movie. Again, you put another character here with him. Why would he be involved with Jean Grey? Why would Damage Control be looking after him? Damage Control, yeah, they introduced Damage Control in Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was gonna
Homecoming, I
ask,
think.
are there
Yeah.
are they in the comic books at all?
Yeah, but they're the guys who pick up after the heroes break stuff. That's why they're called Damage Control.
So they're not supposed to
After
hunt heroes.
no, after
Oh
what
my
they do
God.
is after the battle, with for example, the Shatari and stuff like that. Damage Control is the agency that goes and picks up the pieces.
Yeah, so literally damage
Yeah,
control.
literally Damage Control. That's what they do. They're not hunting mutants. That guy that is supposed to be the villain, that's really, if not C, but the bottom of the barrel Z X-Men villain who just hates mutants, and I suppose that's why. But okay, then why Damage Control? Then make another organization. There was that Friends of Humanity organization in comic books, I think it was, that hates mutant and things to do, but who needs that? And why Jean Grey? of all the people.
I know why. Because they want to integrate mutants one by one, and they're going to use other movies and other
Do it.
characters as vessels to integrate those characters
Do
there.
it in freaking Doomsday when you have all the characters and already there will be X-Men there. Why here? And also why the Hulk would be here, or why the Punisher would be here? So this guy, we have the storyline with Damage Control, but somehow we're going to stick inside and Tombstone and Scorpion.
Yeah.
Couldn't we have just these two guys and they fight Spider-Man and it's a movie around Spider-Man and Scorpion and Tombstone?
I'm not a fan because they're doing the same mistakes all over and over again.
Yeah.
They're crammed these movies with a lot of characters, everything, so that these characters can be used later. It's always a setup. And that's why these movies have no meaning and have no weight to them. They're empty vessels that lack everything that makes superheroes super.
Why
It's so annoying,
older
really.
movie with Tobey Maguire were great? Because they were focused around Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You get the I never, even when I read comic books, I was never, picking up a comic book about Spider-Man, and I was never, okay, but now on which page Iron Man is going to do a cameo? I didn't care. I picked up a Spider-Man comic book. I want to see Spider-Man doing stuff. I don't care if Iron Man will fly by and say, hey, hello, Spider-Man. Yeah, okay, it's cool.
It's
You
cool
see it once,
for a bit.
but not to see it always. I expect to see Spider-Man doing stuff. If I pick up a Batman comic book, I expect Batman to do stuff. I don't want anyone else to be there. And what they're doing in those movies is exactly that.
And before we give your time to Nami, just lastly, I want to say that if you remember at the end of the previous movie, he basically made his own costume like he should, and he just swinged around in the city, kind of hinting that we are going to get Spider-Man as he should be.
Finally swinging around.
Yes,
actually.
But this is not. If this is true, of course, if this is true, take this with a grain of salt. But I wouldn't give Marvel a lot of benefit of the doubt because they do that all the time. But yeah, if this is true, whatever that was at the end of the previous movie, that's not happening. I mean, that was a lie.
Yeah.
Basically, because we're gonna get the same shit again.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tsunami, what do you think?
I think that Marvel is in deep shit, and they are looking for an exit ramp. I think just what I said in chat. They're trying to do what they accomplished in phases 1, 2, and 3 in 3 movies. Spider-Man and then the 2 Doomsday movies. And so they can get caught up to a epic level threat. And they're using a lot of cameos from other characters, and they're trying to tie in all these storylines, and they've just got this gigantic web of shit that they're trying to glue together to make some sort of a coherent story and make some money so they can move on. Because phases 4 and 5 screwed them so badly that they recognize, like, hey, we need a win right now, and what do we need to do for that? We'll bring in everyone. And so I don't know, are these movies going to be 6 hours long a piece? Because that's a lot going on there, and it feels like what's the fun saying? When you try and make everyone happy, you make no one happy, or however that saying goes.
Yes,
that's all that feels like is going on here.
Yeah, it's just a huge reach, so to speak, and it's the same mistakes over and over again, like a panic move.
It feels as if it was written by 5-year-old kids who say, and then Spider-Man is doing this, but then all of a sudden Jean Grey appears, and then also the Hulk is there. That would be cool, right, guys? And then the Scorpion and Tombstone and everybody's there because I'm 5-year-old and I climb all of my action figures together.
Yeah, that's what I would probably do if
right?
But
not for the movie, And even then, when we were kids, we were trying to do a kind of a coherent story, And sometimes I try to play with, okay, but now I'm playing with Batman and the villains of Batman, so I'll make an appearance of Spider-Man because I have a figure that would be cool. But once.
Yeah.
Not in every single thing, Jesus Christ.
I mean, if you remember watching Spider-Man animation from the 90s, when we have stories that surround Spider-Man, of course, the whole series was like that. But then all of a sudden, when you have a cameo from someone like Captain America, let's say, or Iron Man, it was like the most amazing special thing
It was
because
cool.
it's so rare. And when they do it, it has an exact purpose that serves a story and it makes it very special. Now that what we have now is a complete mishmash all the time. Like too much of a good thing is a bad thing. So
Absolutely,
it just loses all the meaning and the impact that all the cameos could have had. And it takes away from Spider-Man a lot. He's just to me some pussy ass that always doesn't get shit done all by himself, that everybody else are like around him doing things. He's just there helping out. He was treated like a little kid before that is very capable, but he has no experience. So here we go, Spider-Man, these high-tech suits. Do whatever you can with them.
No things of the responsibility.
Yeah,
I mean,
here's Tony Stark talking down to you.
Stark talking down to you. If
giving
you're
you
nothing without the
everything.
suit, and then he gave him the suit in the end, and I said, Jesus, what are we doing now? So
Yeah.
really, to me, this was never Spider-Man. I remember how people were happy, Spider-Man finally came home, Marvel got the rights, and then we got this, and they say, oh, what the hell? You know,
it was better off when it was with Sony because at least then it was focused on Spider-Man.
Because it was focused on Spider-Man, indeed. And even when we had small cameos in the Marvel movies, like, for example, let's say in the second Thor movie, there was a short appearance of Captain America. Loki turned for 2 seconds or, into Cap. And you say, well, oh, that's cool, And you have a small cameo of that. And now we know that everybody is there and we keep... And people want everything there, and we start having stupid questions like, well, if the president was kidnapped in Iron Man 3, why didn't Captain America arrive to save him? Because the movie is Iron Man 3 and we want to see Iron Man doing that. I don't want to see Hulk now in a Spider-Man movie. I don't even want to see the Punisher there. I want to see Spider-Man.
Yeah, just diluting stuff like all the time. Okay, final thoughts, Tsunami. We can move on to the Green Lantern news.
Oh. No, this is all just a quest to get to Battle World faster and faster. That's it. That's all that's going on here.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay, guys, let us know what you think in the comments. Are you happy with this direction? Again, if this is true. And what do you actually want to see in a solo Spider-Man movie? Is that even a word anymore?
A solo Spider-Man movie.
Oh, that's great, yeah. Presumably not with Tom Holland, because I'm sick of him. I really am. I want to see a guy with normal proportions that has big enough shoulders.
It would be nice to actually see Spider-Man be Spider-Man.
Yeah, more muscle and all those things. That's what I want. Okay. Now, we are ready to be pissed off.
Okay.
So, guys, Lanterns writer Damon Lindelof calls Green Lantern stupid. But of course he did. So this happened, I mean, we're gonna read this, but this happened a while ago. It was not now. It was basically when they started doing the Lanterns thing project. So although he was wearing a green shirt, he called the green part of Green Lanterns stupid. So this is also the guy that did Watchmen show, the Watchmen show. And if you have seen the Watchmen show, guys, I can rant about that show for a while. I actually did a video about it when it was out, like on my 40K channel before it was the 40K channel. I got a lot of hate from all kinds of racist people. But this show, guys, is one of the most propaganda heavy racist shows that you can ever see. It's the exact example of how you are hijacking something else, like some other franchise or characters, and you push your agenda through them, and you're not actually doing the characters as they are. You totally misrepresent what those characters are about. You totally misrepresent what that universe is about. Because when that happened, all of those woke people said, oh, but Watchmen are exactly fighting against the racism and there's so many politics there. Man, the politics or whatever in Watchmen, they're supposed to be for their world, not our world.
Not our
It's supposed to be for their world. And that is what it makes it interesting because it's not our real world. And they took all the racist crap that they can ever get their hands on. Some American story about black people being completely massacred, misrepresented even that, like disrespected that, what really happened. And race swapped freaking Dr. Manhattan, focused all the show on one black angry woman. And everything else after that, I mean, I watched quite a bit of it, but at one point I want to throw up. Maybe I finished it, I don't remember, because I did do an extensive review, which means that I probably finished it. But
Oh boy.
what I remember mostly is how racist it is towards white people and black people. That is all the show could be remembered for. And I'm not surprised that Grace Randolph audience loves it. And also, well, not all of them. Also, she totally loves it. I'm like, Grace, you are a disgrace to the comic book world because although she
Absolutely.
wrote her own comic book and she read more comic books than most people ever will in their lives, she's absolutely clueless to what she consumes. She has no idea what everything means. All she sees is the agenda pushed forward, but she doesn't see that that's actually a disservice to the characters, like a lot. So this guy, David Lindelof, Damon, sorry. Imagine how psychotic and narcissistic he is and how woke he is to make that show. So, do you think that he actually respects superheroes? Absolutely not. Like, that show is proof, like, Watchmen was proof that he is one of those Hollywood people that will push depravity and their agenda to the furthest extent, to the expense of the superheroes. And this is exactly what he does. Because for some reason, some people on the internet thinks that he was joking here. How is he joking? He did
That's
it.
not a joke. He did it.
He did it,
We
guys.
can see it in
it's
the,
a
in the
fact.
show. Yeah, it's a fact.
And you saw how the trailer was made. It had nothing to do with Green Lanterns. The green is suppressed to the furthest possible extent, to the point where you have to look for it in the trailer, like you're looking for a needle in a haystack. That's how bad it is. So let's read this article. And Tsunami, of course, you can comment on all of that I just said, and after that you can read the article. So yeah.
I'll just get to the article.
Okay.
James Gunn and Warner Brothers are continuing to expand the DC universe, DCU, with one of their latest projects adapting the popular Green Lanterns comics about the Cosmic Law Enforcement Corps. However, recent comments from Damon Lindelof, writer and producer of the upcoming HBO series Lanterns, have sparked backlash among fans. During a recent appearance on the Love It or Leave It podcast, Lindelof remarked, "It's called Lanterns because we all agreed that the green was stupid, so now it's just lanterns." For many comic book fans, this is more than just a simple title change. It feels like a dismissal of a key element of the lore that has helped the series endure.
Hold on. I understood when I first saw this like 2 days ago that this was not recent. But the article says that it's recent, so I'm confused. But okay, in any case, continue. I mean, he said it, so yeah, continue.
The importance of lore. While Lindelof may have been joking, some fans aren't laughing. In Green Lantern mythology, the color green symbolizes willpower. The rings worn by members of the Corps allow them to channel their intentions into physical constructs, but their effectiveness depends on the user's ability to overcome fear and maintain focus. The green hue serves as a reminder of their heroic qualities and has long inspired readers. The Green Lantern comics debuted in 1940, and the color has been a thematic anchor for generations of writers and fans alike. For many, calling the green quote-unquote stupid comes dangerously close to dismissing the ideal it represents. Changing or downplaying it can feel like erasing a piece of that legacy, which is why even a seemingly small joke about the title resonates so strongly. For fans, the lore isn't just nostalgic. It defines what a Green Lantern story feels like. Altering these elements risks changing the character's tone, the character's tone and scope that have long made the comics distinctive. First impressions matter, and the first Lanterns trailer seems to confirm some fans' fears, emphasizing a grounded, Earth-based mystery rather than the cosmic spectacle many associated with the Green Lantern Corps. Grounded versus cosmic. Many recent adaptations of established properties have aimed to add moral complexity, whether audiences want it or not. Among some fans, there's a sense that creators like Lindelof are offering correctives to mythologies that have long stood on their own. The grounded, profanity laced tone of the Lanterns trailer suggests a series far removed from the colorful, cosmic adventures featured in the comics. The HBO series stars Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan and Aaron Pierre as Jon Stewart, two of the most recognizable names in DC Comics history. Yet many fans find their portrayals nearly unrecognizable. It's not just the word green that has been removed from the title. Other key elements that made these heroes unique and admirable appear to be missing as well. Social media reactions range from cautious optimism to outright disappointment, raising the question, will the grounded approach capture the spirit of the Corps, strip it of its cosmic grandeur, or offer something entirely alien? A question of willpower. Green Lantern stories have always been about using willpower to shape ideas into reality. Now, fans are left to wonder what kind of reality Lindelof intends to create. Calling the signature elements of the comics, not just the color, but everything they represent, stupid, underscores a fundamental difference of vision, one that may redefine, for better or worse, the mythology that generations have cherished. End article.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So disgusting.
Really, even if it's a joke,
But,
it's a stupid joke.
well,
Because
yeah.
if you like the comic book characters and you respect them and you understand them, why would you make a joke like that?
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
You never would.
I mean, we wouldn't make a joke about any of those colors because we know what the colors represent. Exactly, it's green exactly because it represents the wheel shaping your ideas. That's what a Green Lantern is supposed to teach you, that you can shape your ideas. It doesn't just state idea. You can shape it, you can make it, and you go for it. And that's the willpower. That's why yellow represents fear, because what happens with you when you're afraid? You kind of turn yellow. That's why it's fear. Red is rage. Orange was greed. Blue was wisdom. And that's why we have all these colors. It's not because someone decided we need to make multiple lanterns, so we have blue, orange. No, they represent stuff. Those colors represent things. Even in real life, they do represent things. That's why blue is wisdom, as I said. If we have a blue lantern here, they'll probably be idiots anyway. So this is not like a, you wanting to make things better and logical. Like, for example, let's say with the Empress we talked about the organic webbings versus the web shooters.
Yeah.
One idea could actually work better. And this is not that we say, you didn't say, I think that they are stupid, the web shooters. No, you say the idea could be done better, in that way. Here is just simply saying stupid. You take off the colors and you say, well, it's because I think it's stupid, I can do it better than those guys. Sure, you can, but you still have to use the lore.
Also, he didn't say why.
Also, he didn't say why.
This is just based on emotion.
Yeah.
When you have no argumentation about what you're stating, this is based on emotion, and basically this has no merit.
Yeah.
He has to at least say why. Of course, if you are hired, if you're him, if you're hired to do this, you shouldn't be hired in the first place. But at least when these types of people that are woke and whatever, when they speak about anything at all, they have no argumentation. They're just saying things are this and that. They're just calling stuff names, calling people names, or calling characters.
That means that
that's it.
He also doesn't understand the name of the character. He's not Green Lantern just because of the green suit, but because of the color. This is not like Blue Beetle. Who is the Blue Beetle because the suit is blue? Yeah, okay, there we can say, for example, it's stupid. There we can say, okay, he could just be called the Beetle, right? I mean, let's say, okay, cool, because there the color does not represent anything, but here the green represents a clear idea and a clear thing about the willpower.
It's
and
not only idea, it's the nature.
It's the nature.
It's the nature of this Green Lantern and why he is who he is. This ties into his whole character qualities, traits, values, moral ground, his quality to actually have willpower, and how important willpower
Yeah.
really can be, because people don't realize these things. So when you start to dig in, you just find more things that matter and
Yeah.
more things that are important, more things that are meaningful. But now we have none of that.
This is again like a stupid joke, like when people, and of course, I think James Gunn did this when people were joking about. First of all, the stupid joke about, oh, Aquaman just talks to fish, you know.
Yeah.
And then what did they do in Peacemaker when they said that he f's fish? And who did this? James Gunn
James
did
Gunn.
that joke. Yeah.
But actually, he doesn't F fish.
No.
He's not
Of course, no.
He's not a degenerate humanoid.
No, never. If real comic books fans talk about those things, they will never say that. This is, just a random guys who heard about, let's say, Aquaman or the Green. And why is he called Green? I think that's kind of stupid. Is it just because he's wearing green? Exactly. Like I had a colleague who said, well, I don't like Spider-Man. I said, why? He does nothing. He just jumps around on
Why?
buildings.
Okay.
So, okay.
You're fired.
Yeah.
So this is what happened. A bunch of degenerate people got together, James Gunn, Damon Lindelof, and whoever, that hate superheroes, don't understand them, they're cynical about them, they always have been, and they're now hired to do what? Superheroes. So the only way they decided that the only way that they can do superheroes is to make fun of them and to project that on screen, because otherwise they will go crazy because they cannot stand superheroes. That's why, that is their nature inside. They're freaking crazy ass people with no morals to speak of. They're just evil bastards that are hired to do superheroes. So that's what we get.
Absolutely.
And that is going to be apparent more and more with every single interview that we get from such people like James Gunn and this guy Lindelof.
And people shouldn't be like, it could be better than the James Gunn thing because he doesn't have an input here. He's the head of DC, people. He decides what is green lit or just lit, I suppose.
Yeah, we can say green.
So he decides that there is an input of him. People forget it's as if saying, well, Kevin Feige has nothing to do with this and this Marvel movie. He has to do with every Marvel movie because he's the head of that. So it's the same case with James Gunn. Why do people keep saying, oh, yeah, well, that project has nothing to do with him? It has.
Well,
it has, even if he's not directing or writing it. He's the one who greenlights the stuff. Yeah. He's the one who say, I like this shit.
Those are the same people that praise James Gunn if it's going towards their narrative, what they actually want to hear. So they always backpedal when things are not going their way and whatever.
Exactly.
Tsunami, what do you think?
I thought it was kind of weird when I'm not a big Lanterns guy, but when I was like, man, maybe that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively movie wasn't so bad after all, because at least they tried to give a shit about the characters.
At least they tried, yeah.
First thing I'll say is this director, this Lindelof fellow, he looks a lot like that Matt Kibblesmith guy from the New Warriors, the one who created the all that nonsense. So he looks like a fucking weirdo. His track record speaks a lot. And you guys are right. James Gunn is the head of all this. And the only thing that I was thinking as you guys were talking is the same thing I always think with James Gunn. They want to rewrite what heroism is and what morality is. They want to make it in their image. So they have to fucking warp everything possible so that it skews more in their direction and their way of thinking. And whatever, traditionally was thought of as heroic, they want to go ahead and mock it and make fun of it. It really pisses me off here. The only thing I think that James Gunn really cares about is if Aaron Pierre here, Jon Stewart, was plowing his old lady. Allegedly in Minecraft, of course, because that seems to be the only thing that James Gunn ever likes to fucking include in anything. The fact that they went with Lanterns is really bothersome. The fact that they were quoting True Detective Season 1 as part of their inspiration for this, there's an idea there. Like, if you want to make out, like, I like both the actors. I think they fit the model really well, and they could have done something with it. If you want to have the grizzled veteran, make it in fucking outer space. Take Jon Stewart, out of the fucking environment, put him in outer space, have him meet the team and everything else, and have some kind of murder mystery in space or something like that where they're conducting their law enforcement thing. You could make it a little more grounded in a completely different environment, but instead, this is the most drab bullshit nonsense that I've seen. And then the worst of it, knowing that Lindelof's background, when Jon Stewart is at the end of the trailer saying, you know, I'm better than you and whatnot, and they're having their little fucking spat with one another, plus the girl boss.
Yeah.
This screams all kinds of trouble in every way possible.
Absolutely. This is like in Spider-Man 2, the game, when Peter said to Miles Morales, Miles, the city doesn't need me. You're so much better than me. He literally got the powers yesterday. But anyway, what you said, Tsunami, that's a great idea. And there was an animated movie called Green Lantern First Flight, which they show how Jordan is getting the power for the first time. He goes to Oa, the planet of the Green Lanterns. Nestor is there. He's still a Green Lantern. He is teaching him the ropes of how to become a Green Lantern. And there was a murder mystery there that they had to solve. And all of that in space.
Wow.
Why couldn't we have this? You made it in a freaking cartoon that is hour and 40 minutes or something.
True
like
Detective is fantastic. Season 1, that is. Well, I don't want to give any other credit to any of the rest of it because it's kind of
that.
bad.
I mean, if they wanted a murder mystery that is grounded, there are characters who could do that. Make a TV show about a question. The question is solving crimes and stuff like that. Make that.
I still think they could have done it in outer space. I mean, I'd love a
It could have
question
been in
like
outer
whole
space, yeah,
subline, but
yeah, that animated movie
like-
I told you is doing exactly that. So they could have done it like that. Yeah, it could have been a buddy cop, thing with the older Hal Jordan who has been Green Lantern for years and now he has to teach Jones just in space.
Yeah.
and you could go ahead and actually world build around it where everyone gets to learn about what's going on in
Yeah.
space, how the core works and everything else. They could run into administrative problems. They could run into like all kinds of stuff. You could have done so much with this.
Yeah.
And the fact that this is coming from HBO is so bothersome to me because, like, what they've been able to accomplish before with serious, very serious crime dramas, like they could have done something here. What they could have done with superheroes or anything else. The ability is there for them to go ahead and do what they want to, and they have specifically chosen to go down this road. And I think that sells everything that we need to know about this nonsense.
Absolutely. Also, when you think about, going back to Spider-Man in Marvel, and, in Spider-Man, we need those grounded stories on the street level because that's what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man, first and foremost. But here, on the DC side with the Green Lanterns, we have the total opposite.
Yeah.
This needs to be in space.
Yeah.
And they put Green Lantern in the smallest possible town, the butt of the map, or I don't know how to call it. Like, what? What are you doing?
And I saw people saying, well, who originally Alan Scott, who was the first Green Lantern, did things on Earth, he didn't go to space. This is not Alan Scott. We talk about Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, and still people try to say, originally it was grounded. Yeah, with that Green Lantern, yes. But not with those one. We need space. When people say Green Lantern and we think space.
Freaking space, man.
Space adventures. At least, as Tsunami said, at least in the movie with Ryan Reynolds, at least they tried to do that. We got all for 20 minutes. But
I figure they're trying to save money. Like that's
Yeah,
the
of
most
course.
obvious, like, glaring thing that's going on
That's
here.
why
So they're trying
it
to
shouldn't
save
be a
money.
TV show
But it
to begin with.
And now you shouldn't try to save money. I mean, we had movies in space like all the Guardians
It's
of
not
the
a
Galaxy
movie,
and
that's the
things like
problem.
that. Yeah, it should have been a movie.
I was gonna say this just shows James Gunn's intentions because, again, guys, these superheroes to him are just pussies. Like, they're nothing. So Green Lantern is an afterthought. And what do you do with an afterthought? You make a TV show about it.
Yeah.
Usually that's how it happens. So to take like one of the most action-packed effects field, like special effects character, and put it into a TV show and ground him like that, and remove even the green, like totally strip everything that makes Green Lantern. Both Hal Jordan and the other guy, by the way, they're not themselves. Some people said that I forgot his name all of a
Jon
sudden.
Stewart.
Jon Stewart is himself. in
No,
this?
no.
Like, what
No.
are you
Jesus
saying?
Christ, no.
Green Lanterns don't need to be trained by other Green Lanterns. They get the ring, they go train on Aura or whatever.
Oa.
Oa. That's how they do it. You don't need another guy to pass the torch
Yeah.
and treat
You've
you like a
earned it.
child
You've
before
earned
that.
it. You've earned it. I mean, yeah, maybe someone can pass you the ring like how it happened with how Jordan, because I forget the name of the original alien who was dying and said to his ring, find a new guy. But again, it found you. It chose you. You know. So and all the guardians that are around there in all, they can also choose the next one and the next one. But it's not okay, I'm passing you the torch now, I'm tired of this shit, so here you go. It doesn't work like that. Also, Jon Stewart doesn't need the training. He was he was in the army, as far as I remember, you know.
Marines.
Marines.
Right? Yeah, here we go. Yeah. So I do remember that. So he just, now you give him even a better power, you
Jon
know.
Stewart is
He already
very
has the
capable.
skills. What's the name?
What's that?
Jon Stewart is extremely capable on his
Mhm.
own. He's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
combat veteran. He's a Marine.
yeah.
That's not like, I can understand taking some liberties with the original material. I was just, if you wanted to put both of the lanterns on screen, that's my idea. Hey, you know what? You know how to shoot guns. Now you're dealing with a ring that works off of your brain. Why don't I give you some pointers here and there?
Yeah.
And they could solve things together. I think it would be. What am I getting at? Not my creative brain, because it's not really that creative. I'm just saying, like, oh my God, you couldn't have thought of anything else besides this bullshit?
Yeah.
Well, they couldn't because they don't respect the characters. They don't care.
And
It's
they
an
think they're
afterthought.
and they think they're better, you know. So
Yeah, we have some budgets. We're just gonna throw it in here.
none
and
of
that's it.
those, not even how hell, he doesn't even speak like how Jordan. I mean, Kyle Chandler is a great actor, but he doesn't speak like how
He
he's
curses.
and he curses, you know.
He acts like
Yeah.
a truck driver with a huge ego
Yeah.
who beats people with his hands.
Yeah.
That's a crime drama. That's every crime drama that I ever seen, ever. Like the whole trailer and the music with a wah sound
Yeah,
and whatever.
exactly.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it would be better off if they give the ring to Horatio from CSI Miami.
Yeah, just Horatio, the only thing that's missing there.
Yeah, there was a missing guy who said, apparently there is no green here. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I don't have
Here we
sunglasses,
go, yeah.
but I have my other glasses. Okay, so. Looks like James Gunn has spread his shit.
Yay! Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my
that's why it's actually brown, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's James Gunn shit placed all over the suit, and some people even said, "Well, I think it's because the suit is dirty." Man, that's not dirt there. It's brown.
It's
I
all
mean,
brown.
is he keeping it in that closet from 1934 so that it's dirt? What?
And again, the costume is a construct created
Yeah.
by the ring. Is not a
Yeah.
physical suit who sits in a freaking closet.
Yeah.
Also looks
Like a
like a
jacket.
biker jacket again, just like Superman suit, just like Guy Garner suit, just like every
Everybody's
suit.
suit,
Guardians of the Galaxy is the same style.
You know, people were talking crap about the old movie, the Phantom from 1996 with Billy Zane and Catherine Zeta-Jones because he had a skin-tight suit that was purple, but
That's how
I
the
miss
comic
those
is.
things. That's how
That's
it's in
how
the...
it
I
is.
don't care about the realism, but how is he going to be stealthy in the jungle? I don't care.
This is an old argument, like from the first X-Men movie, when they all came out in the black suits. Everyone was like, okay, I get what you're doing, but why? Comic book fans have been screaming about this from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yes, we know their suits look stupid and ridiculous, and these colors are outrageous, and what it doesn't matter.
Doesn't
It gives
matter.
them personality.
Yeah.
Just fucking do it.
Mm.
It's so stupid.
Exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
You have everything. You have the material. You have the source material. You have the idea. You have the world build. You have everything. Just do it on the freaking screen. Remember what happened with Sonic? I just wanna put that there before we finish with this topic. Sonic the Hedgehog.
Jesus Christ.
When
Yeah,
first they showed that model, that CGI thing, it was the ugliest freaking thing on earth. People were outraged. They spoke. They were listened to. We get amazing Sonic, and all those movies are good. Not even a Sonic fan myself, just because I haven't played much
good
of the
movies.
games, just because I missed that in my childhood, you know. But I love the movies. They have some heart. They're fun.
Mhm.
There's even some homage in the last movie, like some shots from
From
Man of
Man of
Steel
Steel,
and
yeah.
whatever. It's awesome. They
Mhm.
fixed. They listen to the fans. Those movies are successful.
And every character is the character. Sonic is Sonic. He behaves like that. Doctor freaking Robotnik behaves like that. And Jim Carrey's great
And
there.
it's ridiculous, but it's amazing because that's how
Yeah,
it should be.
yeah.
They're over the top. That's
It
what
should
makes
be
it
like that.
fun.
Yes, it
That's
should be
what
like
makes
that.
it Sonic. It's the nature of the characters in the world. It's all there. That's why it's successful.
Mhm.
Like, end of story, it's so simple. Just please, like, follow Sonic's
Some
example.
people still wake up in sweat, when they remember how Sonic should look in those movies. Which reminds me, back in the day when Michael Bay was doing
Could
the
have
Ninja
looked.
Turtle,
You
could have
mean?
looked, yes.
Could have looked.
Could have looked. Back in the day when Michael Bay was doing the Ninja Turtles, his original idea was for them to be aliens. He said that in an interview, I think, or on a Comic Con or something. People were outraged, and he said, "Okay, yeah, there will be mutants." And he said, "Good thing that you listen." Good things. Sometimes you have to listen to the fans when things should look the way they are. Shouldn't try to, realistic Ninja Turtle, realistic Sonic and
Or
things
copy
like that.
somebody else instead of doing your own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Realistic Green Lantern now.
F off.
We want to
Yes.
see the comedy. And as we said with the suits, they prove that it's possible. Look at Wolverine's yellow suit in Deadpool and Wolverine. So it's possible, and it looked great. Nobody cares. Why is it yellow?
It looks
Nobody
super
cares.
good,
It looks
man.
super good.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
And then we have super cool action figures out of that.
Yeah, exactly. And even Deadpool suit was bright red because in the first movies it was kind of brownish red, and now it was bright red. And I said,
Yeah,
guys, that's a
it
comic
was
book movie.
great. Last thoughts,
Yeah.
Tsunami. Last thoughts.
No, I think we hit everything.
Awesome.
All right.
Now, guys, before we move on to the next, because we're moving on to the gaming news, we are going to take a few minutes to read the chat, actually.
Yes.
So let me put that on the chat talk. Yes, chat talk. Put it up. So guys, just lately we're just trying to basically get into rhythm, and always something happens that we can't. Like today, I would be ready like 30 minutes earlier, but something happened with Sunny. Had to get him out. So on a walk, like emergency walk and whatever. So stuff like that. Otherwise, I do plan to just keep on reading the chat after each topic. We just can't get to that. But now we're gonna get to both chats just a little bit, like off, not off the top, but like the last like maybe 20 comments or something like that. So Tsunami, take it away from whatever you think it's okay to read. And of course, hail to Mike that he arrived here.
Hey, Mike.
Tekwa, Slipknot fan, Jeremiah, Overlook 9K, Saravana, who else? I hope I don't miss
You said
anybody.
Jeremiah? Yeah.
Yes, I did say
Barry
Jeremiah.
Stroud.
What, Tsunami?
Barry Stroud.
Oh yes, and him as well. Okay, Tsunami, give it a go.
Thomas says, if it's just called lanterns, would it not have all the core? I said that's the original thought, but now it feels like disrespect. Slipknot fan says that suit looks like a dark mossy green. All the suits are being done on the cheap. Wolverine's yellow suit was great in Deadpool and Wolverine. And then he says Alien Turtles. So that's that. Back over
Overlord,
here.
sorry. I'm sorry, Overlord.
Overlord.
Overlord 9K, sorry. It's just a slip of a tongue, sorry.
Let's see. Okay. Skipping the Spider-Man stuff, moving on. Jeremiah says, sounds so familiar as why certain people that were executives for Capcom didn't understand why the character in the game was called Rockman. It's stupid. It should be called Mega Man. Barry Stroud says they clearly believe they are as talented or better than the creators of the source material, and they have done so for a while. Saravana says a murder mystery with the question as lead would go really hard. It's possible. Yeah, I saw what you said. Could be. Yep. Saravana says Hollywood knows how to disappoint everyone now. Yikes. James Gunn has the belief his personal feces are not olfactory. True.
Yeah, probably lost.
Saravana says realistic Sonic looks really bad. Overlord says the horror of the original realistic Sonic. People were not having it. Jeremiah says that's why I mentioned about Mega Man versus Rockman, executives not understanding why in the music genre. Reference is founded in US and Capcom don't make that connection. His sister name was Roll. Tekla in the house. What's up, Tekla? And S Overlord. All good. I have heard all kinds of different versions of my username. Never fails to amuse.
Mhm.
Glad. Thanks, man. He's right. Is green is stupid? Says Anawak. Beatbox.
We already
What?
explained very, I mean,
Dude.
very thoroughly why the green is not stupid. And if you say that it's stupid, then you don't care about Green Lantern to begin with, and you don't respect the character. Like green is integral to his nature. It symbolizes willpower, what he's all about. It means many things. It's many layered thing. It's not just a color thing. So if you
Oh,
understand that, you know
yeah.
that it's not stupid. It's stupid to remove it because then you just spit on the character and who he's supposed to be and what he's supposed to be able to do with his powers and qualities.
Also, yeah, if you think like that about those characters to begin with, why do you care about superheroes?
Yeah.
Then I mean, why would you if you think that Aquaman is a guy who just talks to fish, what do you care then? We don't have to make a show about you that it's now realistic Aquaman who just drinks water and stuff. That just,
That's
it's
who
not for
he
you.
is.
It's not for you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not who he is. Okay,
Yeah.
Tsunami, yes.
Why do you think it's stupid? Please explain yourself. I'd
Yeah,
like to see that,
that's
even if we don't
actually
read it right
a
now.
better
I'd like to
question.
know your thought process instead of like mobbing you. Like, what makes you think that? That's really interesting to me because I've never heard anyone defend this.
Yeah,
And let's see. Tekla says your username got quote unquote overlooked. But
because it's too
Overlord
much
says, I mean, at
green.
least you didn't call me
Wow.
Overworld.
Come on,
That
man,
one's
that's
good.
the
That's a good
point.
defense. Just a good defense. Yeah.
There's no such thing as too much green if it's a part of the character. That's it.
And
Again,
it
if you
is
don't like the character
part
as
of the
he is and
yeah.
what he represents with that green color, because there's other lanterns that have different colors because there's reason behind every color. There's a symbolic also meaning behind colors in
Behind the
real
colors,
life.
yeah.
If you don't understand those things, then how can you at all like understand Green Lantern? That's
Yeah.
the point. Every character has something special to them because that is what makes them unique and separate from other characters. That's it.
Why is the why is Green Arrow called Green Arrow? Because he was based off Robin Hood, who wore green. But anyway, so
Well,
I
yeah.
mean, when the people created those names, it's not just because we look for a cover. What looks good on page? Oh, I know green. Yeah, that's also a thought process. But to say green, which represents willpower, which is important for the character.
Yeah. It's the same with some names and same names that are given to different characters. Let's say in anime, a name can mean so many amazing things.
Yes.
Like for example, Kai. Kai is a name that I want my future doggy to have. Because it means amazing things like victory, warrior sea, yeah, Earth King, like amazing things that represent this name. So if you put a lot of meaning towards the things, characters or names, whatever, that
Exactly.
yeah, it's amazing.
If you don't want to see, a show with a bright green character,
Just
that
don't
character
watch.
is not for you. The comic books are not for you. We shouldn't try
what
to
I was gonna
diminish
ask.
those things. Again, if they make a new Phantom movie, I want to see the purple suit. Sorry.
Yeah, that's how it is. You
Yeah.
cannot strip the characters of who they are just because you don't like it. If you don't like it, you're not supposed to be the person behind these characters in the first place. The like, look at Henry Cavill. He's a guy that loves The Witcher and he wanted to contribute. He did what he could for the first season, but then they spit on him. So the point is, but though he understands those things, he understands those characters, he portrays them right on the screen. He does his best. He's a real fan. That is how he is doing now. That's what he's doing now with Warhammer. Hopefully, you have good results there. But the point is, when you get a person who really is passionate about these characters, he actually can do them justice, and that is who should be hired to do those things. Not people that don't care and don't think that those characters are good the way that they are.
Exactly. Hire people who care, who knows. I mean, there are so many people who just waiting for the chance. Hell, if they hire us, we make a great movie. So,
Yeah,
I mean, remember about Michael Uswan? We
yes.
had the interview. The man knows everything about comic books, the characters. He understands it. He fought 10 years to actually start, something great.
With
and
Batman.
now we give those characters into the hands of people who hate them and don't understand them and wants to
And
twist
think
them.
they're lame.
Yeah, this is like giving a writer of comic books, when you give them a character, I think he just shits all over it, like the guy who wrote, for example, The
Guys,
Boys.
Yes,
Pretty
yes,
much
yes,
that's the
yes, yes,
satire.
yes, yes.
Continue.
Continue. Yes.
this person's YouTube channel is about trolling people. I believe
Nice.
you have been trolled.
Aha. Okay. Well, we did want to talk about that anyway,
Yeah.
so it's fine. Okay, let's continue, guys. Not
Next
chat
topic,
talk.
yes.
Not chat talk. Now we gotta go to the schedule. But guys, we always read your comments. It's just that we don't comment on it. But we actually do look at the chat,
Yeah, yeah.
and to them is also looking at the chat. So even if we just keep talking and creating our show and
We're still
whatever,
watching you.
we're still actually seeing you there. So just so you know. Okay, so moving on to gaming news. Elder Scrolls Wannabe. So this is an article from PC Gamer, obviously, that goes after Tainted Grail, which is so stupid, but we're gonna build on that. So, Elder Scrolls Wannabe Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon gets a huge update, overhauling its weaker third act with new locations, quests, enemies, and more. So, this is literally a title that attacks the game. It calls it the wannabe of Elder Scrolls, and this is like so bad because usually those journalists support bigger games like AAA games. They don't support double A. I mean, Tainted Grail is like a game that has no politics in it. It's just a game. It's just a very good game. It was a bit unfinished when I first played it through and through and finished it, but it gave me such an amazing feeling, such a cozy feeling. And for me to be motivated to finish a long game like that, it was amazing. Like it once again, it gave me that Skyrim cozy feeling that I needed from an action RPG, which actually the Elder Scrolls didn't. This game is just more understandable, like it's easy to get into, it's not so confusing, and yeah, I did feel that the Elder Scrolls were a bit confusing to me. So
And even by
I
watching you how you play on the streams, it looked cozy, and it gave me that
yeah,
feeling. Well, I kind of want to watch this.
I lost
How
my
people play
drive.
it. Yeah.
The story of Elder Scrolls wasn't focused for me enough. I lost my drive to play it completely. Whereas Tainted Grail just give me this like big drive and desire to keep playing. And the story is interesting with King Arthur and who's wrong and who's right. It was compelling. And yeah, I made some mistakes. I finished the game, like got a very good ending, didn't get all the armor, but it's great. So I'm very well versed in this game. So to see this now, it's pretty pathetic. So Tsunami, you can take it away.
Last month, the developers of the Tainted Grail: The Fall of Avalon revealed that its impressive Elder Scrolls inspired RPG would receive a major update in March, one that gives its weaker final act a lick of paint. But it left out key details, such as what color of paint they'd use, whether it'd have a gloss or matte finish, and so forth. But all is clear now, if only because the deluxe is already on the walls. Patch 1.20 for Tainted Grail arrived earlier this week. Described as huge by Questline, the update seeks to improve the final act in numerous ways, while also making changes to the game at large. The additions to Tainted Grail's third act includes a new area to explore, specifically a cave called Ether Bloom Love, plus 2 new mini-bosses. One of these, Sleepwalker, is a sort of giant tree person with a hole in his lower torso. Or maybe it's just an incredibly large nut. The other is Cairngard, a tall mask-wielding warrior who will try to pummel you into submission with his fists if you get too close. There's also a new quest named The Empty House. According to Questline, this tells a story of a horrifically disfigured, thewed mystic begging to be put back together. There's a clip in the trailer of an unfortunate fellow bound by ropes and chains with his stomach ripped open. I can't say for certain if this is said mystic, but he certainly fits the description. Ouch. The 1.20 update doesn't just add stuff to the third act, it tweaks many existing locations too. It adjusts the layout of a mountain bandit camp and transforms the dilapidated Alyssa's Seacrest Manor into a customizable home. The art and level design across the region has been reworked too, with new terrain and paths added for improved exploration and navigation. More broadly, Tainted Grail received a sweeping balance update with extra focus given to the latter half of the game. We found that the game becomes significantly easier during the second half of Act 2 and in Act 3. Questline explains, players tended to get insanely strong easily, even if they didn't actually want to. As such, more than 20 late game items have been rebalanced, while a soft cap for stats has been introduced whereby leveling up beyond a certain point brings diminishing returns. Questline stresses that both changes are optional. The rebalanced weapons arrive as duplicates of existing weapons, as most people don't like getting their character nerfed. Questline believes that these changes will make players' experiences more consistent across the game, but it's far done with a Tainted Grail. A second DLC is arriving later in the month, after the game received its first expansion at the end of 2025. Questline is still keeping details of this add-on close to its chest, though since it's due in the next few weeks, a formal reveal must be on the cards. End article.
Awesome. So although the title is such a hit, look
Yeah.
at such a slap towards Tainted Grail, and everything else is great. I mean,
Yeah.
they're basically delivering the news, so this is very needless, like this freaking title. And obviously, the game is supported. They got some money. They sold like 1 million copies, which of course is not a lot, but for a game that nobody knew, it's a new IP, completely new
Yeah.
studio, like everything's new. It's a pretty good success, and people love it. And this is a game that you can always play. People can always uncover.
Mhm.
And yeah, I mean, and we do and we do miss such games a lot. And this does fill the gap until we actually eventually get Elder Scrolls 6, whenever that is. We're
Whenever
gonna
that
get
is.
GTA 5 and 6, 6
Six
before
by
we
that
get
point, yeah.
Elder Scrolls, probably. Yeah, tonight, what do you think?
I think that Tainted Grail was a really great game. It was pretty cheap, honestly. The amount of stuff that you're allowed to do in it is amazing. And this feels like Bethesda just trying to shit on real competition. Because like these guys just came out and they're like, "Hey, this is our fucking try it things. What do you guys think?" And they take player feedback and everything else to trying to improve their product. Well, Bethesda is still. Let's see, GTA 6, like, or yeah, like fucking. We're gonna see George R. R. Martin's next book before any of this stuff fucking happens from these companies. While this little company's fucking actually trying to fucking make things better. I thought it was a really neat game. It's really fun. Replayability's there, and the fact that they're continuing to add on to it makes it a company that I want to keep my eye on for the future. I think they have a nice path going forwards, a nice trajectory.
No, for
Yeah,
sure.
they really now in the new things that we heard here, they really offer you a lot. You know, it's great to see those new bosses.
Yeah, let's
Wasn't it
see.
like it was like $40, right? I can't remember what the price was,
Yeah,
but I seem to
around.
remember it was damn near half the price of any of these like so-called AAA fucking new games, and like many hours of play. That's just a single playthrough with the various endings, and then you could change your classes and everything else like that. There's something here, and I really think that they put their best foot forwards.
Yes, also Mike says 40, 15 for a DLC and goes on discount a lot.
Oh, nice.
It's totally worth it. It's totally worth it.
Maybe we should play the DLC.
We're gonna be so busy with Crimson Desert very
Oh
soon.
yeah, that's fun.
But otherwise, yeah, I would love to revisit it. I love the third person that you can change to third and first person. That's one of the things that I adore in these types of games, that I have the choice
Yes,
how to
indeed.
do it, and it feels really amazing. Like, for example, Disgusting played this in first person. Also, Mike played it in first person, but I prefer third person. Like, that's my favorite.
Yes.
So I did that.
Especially when it's a fantasy setting.
Yeah, and I want to see my armor and how I built my character, and it was so amazing when I got to defeat my first, more like a boss type of a character when I was a bit under level, but I tried, and after that I get his armor. And if you actually have the stats to wear it, because it's still in the first region of the game, it's super awesome because it gives you a massive edge. So I also like that you can become OP if you find a way, like quicker, so you can go through the game in like more of a easy mode, but this is still your choosing. So kind of like you're choosing your difficulty just by the way that you play. So if you don't like to be too strong, then don't do other things. You know, don't try to challenge bigger enemies with greater armor, so you can, with stronger weapons, you can hit them in the face, and yeah, and level up and stuff. So yeah, guys, this is great news. A lot of kudos to the developers. absolutely
Indeed,
zero
indeed, yeah.
kudos to PC Gamer. And
Yeah.
yes, Tsunami.
What?
Oh, I thought you said something.
Mm.
No, I was typing in the chat.
All right. So yeah, not kudos to PC Gamer because I
No,
don't know
just
why they
understood,
have
yeah.
to do this. Why they have to do this? Like, you're not supposed to give your attitude in the
In the
title
title,
like
yeah.
that.
I mean, you're supposed to be professional. I mean, just say,
Why would you
I
say
don't know.
wannabe? This is
Yeah.
very
It
disrespectful.
says at the top, news by Rick Lane. That doesn't sound like news by Rick Lane. That sounds like Rick Lane's fucking opinion.
Oh, also, he
Exactly.
wrote under his name Painted Grail. You see?
What a
Ah,
homo.
Yeah,
I think that's on purpose.
yeah, okay.
It's
Okay.
almost like he wants to tell us that they just made some changes that are equivalent to just changing a paint in the game, which is not
He gives you
true.
so much new stuff. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
just a reskin or something that
This
we're not
is
just
not
giving you
like
color blue.
yeah, like Angry Joe was screaming
Yeah.
on the top of his lungs about just changing color blue or
Yeah.
making you pay in different games. There's none of this crap. Like this game should be praised because it's a game that includes no microtransactions and it's just a story-driven experience. And it can go a few ways. You can get a few endings. You can build your character the way that you want to. You can experience a lot. They added even new places that you can go. They fixed it. They fixed so many things that I would love to see. I mean, I played the games when it was like bare bones at the beginning. So now if it's even better, then that's gonna feel a lot more polished and more towards the AAA side.
Also, it's not agenda driven.
It's nothing. Yeah, it's just a
I mean,
great
it's
thing.
just a normal great game, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a great.
This is such little dick energy. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I was trying to hold back to be fucking polite, but
No,
this guy
please
really.
don't.
Don't,
It's
yeah.
painted grail. Are you kidding me? My wife's boyfriend is so much better than you are. Like, shut the fuck up, you absolute piece of fucking trash. Like, why do you have to fucking put it like that? Oh, all indie games are stupid because you're not Bethesda. What the? Oh my god!
Yeah,
Like, I'm sorry.
okay, Bethesda and nobody else. Yeah, sure. What have they done? Give us
L
nothing.
Turner in the house.
Yeah,
It does sound like James Gunn. This is James Gunn energy right here. It's not painted grail. It's painted grail. Like what? Shut the fuck up, you
as you said,
pussy.
yeah,
What the
totally
shit,
small
man?
small dick energy.
The black woman with the finger.
I like the guy like the guy from Scary Movie with the small dick. Yeah.
Ah, yes, yes.
Yeah.
For the record, ladies and gentlemen, and lovely Tsunami. I'm gonna say
Yes?
that very close to the mic. Tsunami, you never should hold back in my show.
No, that's why we have you here.
You're welcome. Do not be polite. Absolutely not. You just have to unleash yourself because you're awesome. So that's what I wanted to say.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that.
Here
As
we
the
go.
ombudsman for casual gamers and like essentially one step above a console boy at this point, I'm just giving my opinion on this fucking shit. And holy crap, that is the most little dick energy I could fucking possibly think of. Tainted Grail, more like Tainted Grail. Honey, do I get a kiss for that one? Yeah, after she's done stuff, you little bitch. What the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. It's like a guy with a small dick kissing the small dick of another guy.
Oh,
Ew.
I didn't say it. Now who's being
Hey, here we
rude?
go. It's exactly that, you know. Bethesda are the guys with the others, man. These guys,
Yeah.
let me do stuff for you, and then I'm just going to say it's painted gray.
Bundle of stick energy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes.
Indeed.
So I declare as the Empress that Tsunami has full green light and full carte blanche.
Just light, no
Okay,
green.
no
Yeah.
green. Full green light, I said, to be completely himself and unleash the Kraken.
I
like
can't do
Sonic.
that, or else I'd be saying the bundle of sticks word a lot, and other words. But anyways, I'll do my best. 80% release.
I didn't hear
I
anything
didn't
from
hear because
Spanish.
of the dog. Yeah.
Can you repeat the last two sentences, please?
I was just saying, like, yeah, I can't do that, like, or else you get demonetized because I use the bundle of sticks word a lot and other words that would definitely get you demonetized.
Okay, news.
Last
Yeah,
time,
I'm doing my best.
in one of our last streams, I think last week, you said the word fuck so many times I lost count, and it was fine. So at the beginning of each video, I have to, take those moments and cut the F word, because then it's actually the danger zone. YouTube doesn't allow like the first minute to have
Right.
any cursing.
Yeah,
But
that is
after
okay.
that, the same segment, when the view actually reach that segment, it's absolutely not censored and it's absolutely fine. So YouTube released this update a few months ago saying that you're absolutely fine with the F word and even other words, but just skip the beginning, should be clean, like completely
Yeah.
clean, just for younger viewers if they stumble upon the video, whatever. So that's why I censor everything and all the videos that they cut from these streams. But after that it's okay. So that's why, please, Tsunami Unleash, unless you say something like ape, which I do want to be censored myself because it's a horrible word. Everything else, most of everything else, it's fine. It's really fine. So I just love when you go on these rants. I'm pretty much like a fangirl here, be like, Tsunami is awesome, Tsunami is awesome. Oh yeah, yeah,
I
give it,
haven't heard that before.
give it. Yes. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Like I'm literally so much like a complete happiness ball. So so yeah, that's why I say you gotta be yourself, man. You're awesome. That's it. Okay, let's continue.
Let's continue with the
Let's-
next one because time.
yeah.
Yes.
Time. Okay, guys, next gaming news that we're also very passionate about. And this is, of course, about the X Voto 1348 X Voto. And by the way, guys, I did check, historically checked what's gonna happen if you try to say that you are gay or lesbian in these times. So the whole society, how society was structured, how they assimilated everything, whatever. Basically, there's a few things that could happen if you're a woman. You could be burned at the stake. That's not that likely. It says that there's not many historical cases of that, but there is. There is. So it's still possible. You can be sent to become a nun and whatever. You can be forced to something else like marry or whatever to be somehow reformed, or you can be shunned. I mean, there's many ways, but oh my god, there's no possible way that a girl that looks like a guy can walk around. There's just no way.
And
There's
saying,
just no
well,
way.
I'm a knight. Look at my bowl cut.
Yeah, because she doesn't hide that she is a girl.
Yeah, they don't even hide their relationships.
Yeah. So all of that is not historically accurate. Of course we knew that, but I want to check what's gonna happen. She's gonna be immediately taken somewhere and questioned, and just they're gonna behave horrible
Oh, is that what
towards
we're
her.
calling it now?
What?
You said questioned. I had another word for what would happen to her if she got caught doing that.
Well, she will be questioned for sure. Like, I mean, that's for sure.
could
Like, literally
also
questioned. She
probably,
would be.
torture her until
Yeah.
they get it out. of
After
her.
that, okay, but she would be questioned. Like, no. I don't have to say everything, but that is I can only speak of what I checked. So this is what I checked. So yeah, before we get to this, I also
Same
got
thing for men, by the way. Just to say, that's not just for the women. The same
That's
thing
true.
would be for men.
oh, it was a lot worse for men.
Yeah,
You
even,
know
even
why?
worse, yeah.
But you know why? Because with men it was a lot more often.
No.
A lot more often,
Yeah,
in comparison to women. In some societies it was accepted, but only
In
between
some society.
few people that kept the whole secret together and something.
And usually royalties who could do all
Yeah.
sorts of.
Exactly.
you
But
know.
it was a lot more prevalent in men. Like women almost had none of these cases where, I mean, almost no cases of a woman saying that, or seeing that she's gay. That's like almost non-existent in history. But when it was, then we get to the burning or the other persecution types. But it's just very rare. So this is like the rarest possible thing that you can put in a game because it's historically accurate, because it's not. Because it's totally not.
It's totally.
It's a travesty. It's not supposed to happen at all. So, the other thing is, I looked at Steam and their Steam forum, of course, about this game, and people are mixed there. There's some chuds there, people that attack the chuds. There's like all kinds of conversations. There's one pretty interesting guy that said that he doesn't like woke. He's quote unquote anti woke. But this would be interesting if the story is made this and that, if the characters are good. So he was trying to be really fair. If this was more like towards the fantasy side and not claiming to be historically accurate, and the characters are written well, of course, that we can have a very good story, but we don't. And we talked about this before. So now let's see what's
Can I add
happening.
something
Yes, of
before you
course.
continue on? I wanted to throw in the royalty part of what we were talking about.
Hmm.
Is that okay?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
go.
Please.
So many people have seen the movie Braveheart, and they're familiar with the English king at the time, who is Edward I, known as Longshanks. In the movie, his son is portrayed as exactly what we were talking about. And I'm going to go ahead and read the most likely outcome of what happened to said royal when this was found out. Most historians agree he was likely murdered. He was killed with the red hot poker in a bad place, meaning his booty, because they found out that he did the things. So, yeah, you weren't spared in these time periods if you were
Yeah.
just a normal swish. They didn't give a shit no matter what it was. It was a pretty ugly story. I knew I had remembered it. I was like, what the hell? So I figured I'd look it up in direct relation to what the story is.
That's very painful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Thank you for that image. Now we can continue
You're
reading
welcome.
the article.
The developers of 1348 X Photo faced a wave of criticism after the release of the demo version. Despite this, the team is not going to postpone the release. The authors have already confirmed that 1348 X Photo will be released on PS5 in a boxed edition on June 4th, 2026. The digital version will appear earlier on March 12th on PlayStation 5 and PC. In a new address, the developers thanked the players for testing the demo. According to them, the game version was among the 50 most popular demo versions of the Steam Next Fest Festival. The team also thanked users for the constructive reactions and confirmed that the release will take place on March 2nd or 12th. A topic demanding the game's release be postponed by at least a year is gaining popularity on the Steam forums. Players complain about performance issues in the combat system, especially melee combat. According to users, when testing the demo version, difficulties arise even on PCs with GeForce RTX 5090.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
So
That's
the
it.
game is just shitty, yes. As you say.
Oh no, it continues a bit. Oh no, that's the low playing. Okay, okay.
That's it.
So, yeah, the demo is horrible. I mean, the game looks bare bones. That's one thing, but it runs very bad. It's on of course Unreal Engine 5, but it runs very very bad. And even if this game has a good story and whatever, they still have to fix how it runs. I don't think this game is ready to release. I don't know if I'm gonna get the key to this game, but actually there's a possibility that I would. I don't know. If I do, of course I'm gonna play it just so we can laugh about it.
I mean, you play Reloaded.
Yes. But yeah, it's bullshit. Also, I'm super disturbed of how the characters move on screen, like I said before. When you see that fighting scene where we're supposed to learn how to fight with the princess, when her mouth opens, it's like all of those old graphics when you see how the mouth opens and looks so creepy and evil. This gives me Peter Gabriel vibes of the
early
song
CGI
Steam.
song. Okay.
Steam. Dun, dun, dun,
Oh,
So if you watch that video, it's super fun. I love those things when I was a kid, to watch old CGI. So when you see that, how awkward and weird it is, that's what these characters give me that vibe, because just the movements and how the body seems to be on a hanger, like like it's hanging from the back, but they still try to move their arms and their legs.
boy.
That's how it looks like. That's what I can compare it to. So
Torturous.
nobody's gonna play this game. Like the last time that I saw, one person was playing the demo. So this is just gonna be another diluted situation, or close to that. What do you think, tonight?
I think that at the top peak that I saw on Steam, 167 people played this game in the world. This studio decided they wanted to go ahead and start shit with people, saying that there was 100,000 people that had wishlisted the game, and they're getting absolutely fucking BTFO'd. They're coming out right in between a time period like of extreme drama, and then Crimson Desert's going to launch. This game is going to get beat down so fucking badly. It's going to be hilarious. There's going to be tons of content about it. And really, a lot of it stems not from the gameplay itself. They could have just taken some constructive criticism. Because aside from the story, which I think is ludicrous, like the backgrounds look great. The combat is absolutely horrible. The characters are ugly. They could have polished it up and done something with it. But instead, they purposely chose to come out, take a side on the political aisle, however you want to look at it, one way or the other, and start poking at people. I went earlier because I was researching this topic a little bit more. I went on Steam forums. As of like 2 hours ago, people are still talking shit about this game. Like, this game is cooked, as the kids would say. Absolutely cooked. And they're, instead of like being smart enough to be like, you know what, maybe let's hold off. I think there's a physical copy release in, what did it say? June. Yeah, June. They could have held off for a little bit longer, tighten some things up combat wise, looks wise, and everything else. Exactly what you were just talking about. And maybe had a smoother release. But I think they just talk too much shit right now, and everyone's just really angry about it.
Yeah, and please add animation for healing.
Please, that, yeah.
I mean, for eating an apple or whatever, because you just pick up the apple and then you press the button so she can eat it, but nothing happens, and you just see a heart added to your health. That's what happened.
The whole game
That's bare bones. That's like pre-alpha footage, guys. I've seen many pre-alpha. I mean, we all seen pre-alpha footage of games that look completely completed. To first glance at least, this game looks like it's pre-alpha and not completed. Like literally pre-alpha.
It's just going to be blown away by Crimson Desert, and that's it.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Also, I just want to say, hopefully nobody is offended by this, but guys, I checked how Jennifer English used to look like. She was a babe. At least she was beautiful in the face, Not talking about her structure, but I guess she decided because I'm woke and stuff and nobody's gonna body shame me, I'm just gonna eat and gain weight, because I barely recognize her in that trailer.
Yeah, but still
was
she was
not expecting this.
Sorry, I said hope for nobody.
I was not expecting that.
Well, I love to surprise you.
And still she was wearing the thing that is up to here, and we could see her, gut.
I just want I'm the only reason I'm saying this is not to body shame her, but to expose exactly the truths, the truths of being woke, being in that mindset, because they excuse everything, and including how they look. And we did talk a lot about the actress that plays the main character, how she looks like, that she looks almost exactly like her character. Actually, she's also overweight a bit, looks like it. She doesn't care how she looks at all. But Jennifer English at least used to be very beautiful. Like, her face is amazing, she has great eyes and stuff. But now when she gained weight, and I'm sure that she did because of this ideology thing, and she doesn't care anymore, we see a totally different person. She used to have such a great, like, almost model-like shots. I mean, she has that on the internet, and they still use those pictures, by the way, when they writing stuff about her, like Jennifer English, this and that. But that's not the same person. When you gain weight, you start looking like an ant, and you gain like 5 or more years on top of what you're supposed to be.
Again, look at Tara Strong. I think she's 50 something now. She still looks great.
Yeah, I showed her in the last video when I cut that. Yeah, that's a super super great looking woman that sustains herself. And even if she's 20 years older than Jennifer English, or 20 or more years older, she looks great because she sustains and respects herself. But when you're woke, when you're that mindset, you don't respect yourself.
You just find excuses to be unhealthy and to look like shit.
You just find excuses.
You should respect me the way I look. How?
Jennifer English, I think what happened is that she wanted to fit into that whole society of average looking, not even average, but below average looking people that just hate themselves so much, and they hate beauty so much, and they just don't see any value in looking good. They just don't see it. They think that everything is okay no matter what you do. You have to be accepted the way that you are. Why don't you accept yourself the way that you were when you weren't fat? Why don't you do that? Why didn't you? Like, that's, I mean, she's talented. She was good looking, and now she looks like a lesbian almost. Like, I mean, she's, she kind of is. She kind of
Holy
is, but
shit.
She achieved that.
she
She achieved
goes.
that.
I mean, she goes towards that look, of being my Aunt Lily, who doesn't care about
Oh my
herself.
god.
So that's pretty
Like,
annoying to
what?
me. To look
Does
good
your aunt
and to
does
lose
your
that.
aunt want a date from a short, fat, brown old man? Hey, Jennifer English, I can fix you. I'm a fat ass too, so we're cool. I don't know what these two are talking about. Holy crap! You guys are taking the fucking flamethrower to this girl.
No, that's a serious
Jesus,
issue
man.
though.
That's a serious issue, of course. Also,
I don't think she's that fat. That's crazy. You guys are like, ew.
is that bad? I know many fat lesbians. Most of them look really that
They're
bad.
like, are you pig? Like what?
I
Like,
mean, go
holy,
Google
yeah.
how she look like.
Yeah.
She's lean in the face. She doesn't have double chin. Now she does.
Now she
Now
does.
she does.
Because all the chicks over here, Yeah.
Yeah.
You could see her gut, as I told you, to that outfit that she was
Yeah,
wearing.
look at how she looks like in the motion capture
That's
suit.
not an outfit for that body. Just not. Yeah.
Like-
Also, yeah. Look at the motion suit.
She looks like a cow in black. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's not to body shame her in the modern term. That is just to showcase that when you have this mindset, this ideology, you ruin yourself. That's the point. You ruin yourself. I mean, she can gain weight if she wants to. If she doesn't want to be a babe, she can ruin that. But she does that because of the ideology, not because she just like let herself go just because. No, because she feels it's okay to let herself go. That's what I mean. And that is
That's
the
what it is, yeah.
indoctrination that this ideology brings. That's the indoctrination. That's the result of it. You just see it physically. So that's why I'm saying it. I'm never gonna talk about like other people's weight without any reason. There's actually a valid reason to mention this.
Yeah.
Not to be a douche to
You-
Jennifer English. Not because of that at all.
People have to know that it's just unhealthy and do things about it. And when we do say someone it's because we want to point it's unhealthy.
Yeah.
So, for example, the godmother of my son was, fed most of her life, and a couple of days ago, she wrote to ask me how am I, and I said good, and how are you? And she said, oh, I'm actually losing weight now with calorie counting and deficiency and things. I say finally, I don't have to say it, finally, because I always want to say just do something about it. You're fat, and I try to say things kind of in more polite way, but at least she find out by herself, and that's it. It is unhealthy. Have to do things.
Yes.
It is
Okay.
unhealthy.
So
Let's continue with the next topic.
let's
to have
continue.
timing.
I laughed because Barry said retaining cake.
Oh
She's
boy,
retaining a lot of cake there.
a lot of cake.
But again, it's because of the ideology. Again, I mean, just guys, look at her pictures. Like Google her pictures. How lean she was before. Like it's night and day when she went on the stage to take an award, present. She's so skinny in comparison to now. Like she probably gained like 15 kgs, which is like 30 pounds.
And then to wash out your eyes, look at Taylor Strong. Yes.
Yeah, good. Really, like a gravitas woman that is there strong. She became the cake. Yeah,
She became the cake. She's one with the cake.
definitely on this side. Okay,
You
hip
put
side.
the woman into the cake, it becomes
Comes the
cake.
15 cakes a day. Yes, guys. That's super funny. Okay, so to finish off, because we don't have a lot of time, I want to talk about Assassin's Creed, but we have to make a 20 minutes video out of that, and we just can't right now. I'm going to put on the screen actually the Sisters of Battle Penitence episode 1. We're going to talk about it. We finally all saw it thanks to Chainsword 40k. So just let me. Oh, that's too big. Hold on. Woo! That is so big. Yup. Okay, I'm just gonna stop it right here because I don't wanna get
Yeah.
copyright and stuff.
Be careful.
And move it a bit, remove the other thing, and we'll be ready to talk about it. So me, Logan. Okay, hold on. Before I get ahead of myself. Okay. So thanks to Chainsaw 40k, he provided me with the episode, and I was able to, provide it to Logan and to Nami here. So we watched the first episode. And guys, what to tell ya? So this is like 15 minutes episode. Of course, includes Sisters of Battle are the focal point. Is it overall good and interesting for 15 minutes? Yes, I mean, to us, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I really like it overall. I like how it starts. I was a bit annoyed in the beginning. There's a shot where their ship has been taken down by orcs, and that was a bit annoying to me because we already seen that with the Stardies, with Baraya Nexus. I'm like, why do you have to do this
It's always
every
taken
time?
down, yeah.
It's the same thing. So they're taken down, and they whoever survived, they just go on a mission after that. And you see the resilience of the Sisters of Battle. You see how they think, how they talk. That's so good. We're gonna get to what's not good, of course. And at the end, it ends with an open ending because we're going to have maybe 2 more episodes or something. But it's pretty cool that you see how they think, how they work, and how they try to survive, and they're really unfazed by the danger because their focus is on doing the emperor's will and just going forward no matter what. No matter what, they're praying to the emperor. They think about him. They're praying to the relic. There's a relic that they also carry of an old sister that died, and they also count on that and the prayer towards her. All those things that are pretty interesting and fascinating about the Sisters of Battle we have here in those 15 minutes. Now, okay, I'm just gonna continue with the negative things, but before that, I'll let you guys talk about this.
Yeah. So, well, as I said, for 15 minutes, I like it because it was action-packed. I'm interested to see what is going to happen with the story. I want to see what the new girl did. So, why is she here? And of course, I want to see more about the relic too. So, as a whole, I'm happy for it because we saw finally the Sisters of Battle, doing the things that they have to do, and showing us. We actually remember that we have badass female characters. We don't have to do anything else with other characters.
And change them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's for the positive of me, as we say. Really, really good, especially the battle scenes. I really like how.
Yeah, I was actually on the edge of my seat the whole time. I was
Indeed,
I was
yeah.
immersed. I was
Yeah.
immersed. What do you think, Tsunami?
What do I think about what exactly? Like, I'm not sure what you're asking me.
The episode as a
yeah.
whole.
If you want my overall thoughts, I thought the episode was pretty cool, honestly. So if you guys get a chance to check it out, thank you again, Chainsword, for myself. Also, personally, I got a chance to check it out. I really like the Sisters of Battle theme. I thought they were always really cool faction. I like how they support in their own very specific way, and fleshing them out this way was cool. The animation, action animation, and combat animations were really cool. I don't want to delve too much into that. The way the ship moves around, the way that the camera moves around, it's cool. The characters themselves they look good in terms of a human being an animation. I wouldn't necessarily say they're pretty or anything like that, but I think that the movement itself looks really cool. There are some issues. I mentioned it to Empress as soon as I watched it. The number one thing that threw me off, the accents are very strong from three sisters that are like the main characters, and it's extremely distracting. That's not to say anything like bad about it. Like, it's just something I had to pay attention to, and I found kind of grating.
Yes,
I
we can
think they have
actually.
something here.
We can. I can play that right now. A few seconds are totally allowed. So
Sure, of course. Go ahead.
Have we time? The Emperor in his grace has spared us. Our task remains urgent.
You dare! Better you had died than a single wound had marred their holy flesh.
Forgive me. I meant only...
Your self-interest betrays you.
Temperance, sister. The novitiate is right. We shall pay our respects, but swiftly. We cannot afford to linger here.
yes,
The Dora
okay.
Melage has the authority where the Dora Melage
Happens to be.
happens to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
So tonight we continue, and then we're gonna rant about that.
I apologize, and thank you for showing the graphic to illustrate what I was talking about. So right off the bat, it's for those of you that are older enough. This is like the United Colors of Sisters of Battle, and it's like, what is this? So I found it really like jarring at first. Not that I don't find it believable. I don't have a fucking problem with it at all. Sisters come from wherever, and it's going to end up happening. I think someone in chat just made mention of the fact that I should probably like illustrate this a little bit better. Sisters of Battle as a faction is not limited to one world, planet, or anything like that. For those of you that are familiar with theology in any way, shape, or form, this is the counterpart, like nuns to priests. They're like battle nuns, super badass, so they could come from anywhere. I don't have any problem with the races, anything else like that. I don't necessarily like the look so much. I just found the accents very jarring, and it kind of pulled me away from what the main storyline was supposed to be. Other than that, though, for the rest of the episode, there's some combat problems I have. There's some stuff that we've already talked about on stream before, but overall, I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like, I'm a casual guy to this world, and I like it. Something that I hated, though, one thing that I hated is the in-helmet camera. I do not like this. It absolutely ruins everything for me. I don't like this whole Iron Man thing that's going on. So I don't know what to make of it. For 15 minutes though, I was very I enjoyed myself quite a bit. I thought it was fine. I want to see more. I want to see where they go with this. And fingers crossed that they don't stray too far away from the source material.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
have a let's say addition to the Iron Man thing. Yeah. First of all, yes, if we haven't had Iron Man, I don't think that we ever saw that before. When you zoom in, when you see how it is inside of the helmet, so you can portray the person's emotion and whatever it is, because he's not supposed to take off his helmet. That's
For
a
him it was
interesting.
done just so that we can actually see Robert Downey Jr.'s face in a way.
Yeah. So from one hand, it serves to show characters' emotion, and they don't take off their helmets, because if they keep doing that, it makes no sense. They're gonna get their heads exposed, and they're gonna be shot in the head or whatever. So it's very important for characters to keep their helmets on. Mandalorian, you know,
Just Dread.
Just Dread, Halo guy, Master Chief.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one way to have the cake and eat it too when you show the face. I don't have to see that, me personally, but it's just one way to do that. So it's a choice, I guess. I don't actually mind it. I understand why it's there. But I would say on this, I can see the use of it, and I can see why it's annoying. I can see both, but more like I'm neutral by this point, because I can see both sides.
I think it makes more sense for Element just because we have a live action actor there that somehow we have to see his face more often. Here, as you said, maybe the emotions. Otherwise, these are not real people, not real actors. I mean, but to show the emotions if we need. So really, there is 50-50 on
Why
that.
did they choose the women to be the one to show the emotions of out of all the animations and everything else that we had?
Yeah.
I feel like this automatically hamstrings
point,
what they were trying to get across. Like, show them in their armor, show their capabilities. You have the one sister that is unable to be armored because she is dependent at this moment. So we should have seen it very similar to A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms from her eyes. She looks at the other sisters like they're indomitable, like indestructible. They're just such great fighters, and she's the very vulnerable one. If they would have done this, I think I would have enjoyed it more. I don't want to see the other sisters inside of their helmet. I want them to be otherworldly, quote unquote, beings to me, because I'm just a normal guy. They've been augmented in one way or the other, whether it's biologically, which is not the case this time, but mechanically, they have a mechanical advantage. They have an armor advantage. Show me the badass woman that you constantly keep trying to fucking sell me on. And I also mentioned this to, I apologize, Logan. I know I'm stepping all over you, but I mentioned this to Empress. This is what made me so mad about the Custodes argument. What are you doing? This is a faction that allows you to do everything that you want to do, and you're going to get the full backing of, I don't know, probably like 80% of the Warhammer world, even the chuds that you guys think are so against you. And they're like, yes, show me more. This is fucking awesome. I want to see the Sisters of Battle get into it. It's gonna be fucking based, which would have led very easily into the popularity, I believe, into the Sisters of Silence. I want to know about golden ninja warriors that only use hand on arm signals. That's fucking cool.
Absolutely.
But when you have to automatically be like, nope, they're just as good as their male counterparts now, this is what ruins everything. So holding the two like side by side is really so bothersome to me. I have my fingers crossed. I'll shut the fuck up after this. I have my fingers crossed so much that they go forwards with this and make a really compelling story. And let us see the difference between the unarmored sister, who's only armored in her faith and her desire to get clear of whatever crime she's done, and the other sisters. I think they really have something here. We just have to see which way they go forwards with it.
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah.
I mean, I absolutely have to agree with you. I
Yeah,
just
totally,
do.
yes.
You make a great argument.
Great points.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that,
amazing.
really. Yeah.
So yeah, the only thing that I didn't like for real, was again the accents
The accents, really.
and
yes.
how on the nose they were, and how Wakanda forever
And
this woman is.
For people who try to be respectful to other cultures and things like that, isn't this more disrespectful actually?
Yes, because you're saying
You
that all black
'cause you're saying that
people
all of them talk like that
for
you know,
40,000
40,000
years
yeah.
couldn't what integrate with each
Mm.
other, like do African Americans like talk like that? No. Do we have some interesting black people from the UK who talk very sophisticated, just like British people? Yes. Do we have other very well integrated people that are black in America that are not parts of ghettos and whatever, that talk like white people? I mean, they don't talk like, hey, brother, shit in the hood, man.
Oh,
You know? Yes, we do have those
Mm.
people. So you don't have to go to the tribalistic, native African type of a speak.
It's as
It's
if you're
ridiculous.
putting it in your face, you know.
Is she from Nigeria? What?
I mean, I'm okay
Yeah.
that she's black and she's the leader. As Tsunami said, they come from different planets, so that's okay and fine, you know. But when you hear that accent is really jarring, and you start thinking, are we in Wakanda now? We're not 40,000, years into the future. What is
I
this?
think you guys are making a really strong argument, honestly. So unknown to chat, I am a Catholic. I've been a Catholic my entire life, and we do have missionaries from all over the world. Some of them come from Africa, and frankly, a lot of priests talk like this. So I could see that. But you're right. This is many millennia into the future.
Yeah.
That's not the point. Why is it that the only way to show a character is black on screen is either they talk like someone from Nigeria or someone from the Bronx? It's either, hey, shit, man, what's up, bitch? Or,
What's up?
Lamamba. Like, what? Are you serious right now? That's the most racist shit that I've ever fucking heard. There's
Yeah.
two stereotypes. Either you're black because you're African and you're from the middle of the bush, or you're black because you're like from the middle of the hood.
Yeah.
Like, why do they
Exactly.
need to do this? I found it so jarring when I watched it. I'm not letting the Russian off the hook either. Hey, all you racists out there that are gonna fucking shit on me, fuck you. The Russian, Ruski, scuba da, I'm not. You haul. Like, what the fuck? Shaved head, butchy lesbo dyke has to act like a fucking weirdo. These are the most like horrible stereotypes. I hope the show does not go on with this.
Yeah. So that's the
Can
big-
people just
absolutely.
be tough without having to go to the extreme ends of stereotypes?
Yeah, can we have that? And I really felt for this girl who obviously done something wrong. She's tried to atone for her sins.
Hell,
I don't know.
not all of the Space Wolves talk with a Viking accent.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that inside the helmet.
That looks like Mike Tyson.
Indeed.
Yeah, looks like Mike Tyson for sure. For sure. And this is the moment that we were arguing about last week. Basically, is the orc going to die or not when it's stabbed through the sword with the power sword? Of course, many people explain that power sword maybe it's acting on the I mean, when you see a power sword cutting through something, it looks like it's a lightsaber cutting through something, but it acts by separating molecules. It's not because it's hot like a laser or whatever. So that's interesting, of course, but yeah, the fact that some people are agreeing that orcs can actually believe so much that a power weapon will be no longer effective. I mean, it's neither here or there. I think that it is gonna serve more the story and the Sisters of Battle if the Power Sword was shown to be active correctly. Because by this logic, if you give all to the orcs, if you give them all the abilities, all the stuff, then why are they not the winners of every battle? Why? Why do we have amazing technology in 40k when it's gonna be ineffective against the orcs? When do we decide when they win? When do we decide when their belief is so powerful that overpowers a super powerful weapon of the Imperium or whoever else race is fighting with them? So that's the thing. It's a that I think it's a very good question. Yes, Tsunami?
I think you're making a fantastic point. I'm sorry that I wanted to add on, but it's like, why are Sisters of Battle special? Their weaponry, their engineering, the way that they have their like everything that's an asset to them, their armor, everything else is what makes them not on par with a traditional space marine. A space marine, they're not genetically enhanced like that. It's not the same thing at all. It's we give them training, we give them faith, we give them advantages. Show the advantage. That's the girl boss moment that you fucking actually needed, that everyone would have wanted. I want to see the fact that they're cunning, that they're smart, that they know how to use their weapons against these kind of like dumbasses who would murder them horribly, among other things, if they are not like if they're ganged up on. But if they're not, they can hold their own. And this would have been a great reason why. All you've kind of shown now is that they're equally matched, random orc bro, whatever. And I don't know. I feel like it takes away from the power of the myth or the lore of who the Sisters of Battle are supposed to be.
Yes, yeah. So in this kind of a way, even if both things are true, even if the weapon has a particular power, but even then, if the orcs have the ability to change that, you have to choose which faction is going to shine and what is going to make sense in that moment. And they chose the orcs. They didn't choose the sisters.
Apparently it was jokes.
So-
Why?
So I think, yeah, you're right. I mean, we need to see how they can shine. We need to see what they're good at and how they can use their weaponry and skills and mind, like strategic decisions, split second decisions, very important. Everything. They need to have this exposure. They need to be shown correctly, and they chose not to do that. Not to do that fully, I guess.
I think they could have done this better if this is an Imperial Guard story of a team running away from a gang of orcs. However, to show some tactical fucking whereabouts for the Sisters of Battle, the Russian does turn around and choose to use the environment against the orcs. She shoots the mountain, which comes down, and so she uses their munitions and everything else like that. I just don't feel like this was balanced enough, and I'm not sure if they're trying to do it for tension or whatever reason. So if anyone's in chat, like I'm just a random, like I really like the episode. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. I like the episode. I think it has a lot of potential. I would really like to like this episode more, but I could see some problems that are springing up in the future.
For sure.
Yeah.
And lastly, I just want to say that this Sister of Silence, she was very compelling. I really felt for her. How
Really
she was,
interesting, yeah.
how she was treated. She was really honest and genuine. She was trying to do good by whatever she did. And, the Black Sister actually had her back and she tried to be fair towards the criticism that the Russian sister was giving to her. That's just pretty interesting.
Yeah. So I do want to see more.
And she's the only Goonable one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty. She's pretty. If we go back to seeing the trailer of Warhammer 40k Night Edition trailer that was done by a great animation studio, they did that sister with the white hair beautifully. She's beautiful. She has scar on her face, but she's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't delete Beauty with just a scar. You can still see her features. She's not disfigured or anything. Because there was an argument before that sisters are not supposed to be beautiful because they have scars on their face. Well, okay. I mean, my face is beautiful. If I have a scar like right here or whatever, it's still gonna be the same, but with a scar. I mean, it's not pretty to have a scar, but I'm still my face is still there. So that's such a stupid argument. Just wanted to throw that out there.
We do have to finish up.
Without being said, guys,
Yeah.
we gotta go. But yeah, we give this episode, I would say, an 8 out of 10 because of
Yeah,
all the
totally, yeah.
2 points taken for all the things that we would think that would be better. That we do think that are gonna be better. How much would you rate it?
No, 8. Yeah, totally
Okay,
8.
Tsunami, how much how much are you rating it?
I'm giving it a 6 personally. That's not to be shitting on it any ways, shape, or form. I have my fingers crossed that they can make the way forwards and tie it back into this first episode and make me really care about not just the hot girl, although she's hot, the other two as well. Make me care about them. Make me show me what their power is, and I'm going to instantaneously upgrade it. So I'm kind of on the fence now. I'm the jaded chat guy. I'm jaded, and I'm expecting them to go the wrong direction with this. I think if they could take their heads out of their ass and really pull out the win, this is going to be fucking awesome. And I've got my fingers crossed for it, guys.
Yes, totally agree. Totally agree. So thank you so much, guys. We're gonna try to stream at the evening. Thanks to Gas.mask1 for subscribing at the superhero channel, guys. Thank you for chatting, and we're gonna try to bring chat more back in the future. It just some adjustments that we have to make. But guys, thanks so much for being here. See you later. With me, the 40K Empress, Logan, and amazing Tsunami. Bye bye.
The 40K Empress leads the way as warriors of the imperium sway into realms where dangers play, where hidden minds hold sway. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. For the imperium we prevail. Beneath the grand cathedral spires, plots twist like smoldering fires, but with her blade of pure desire, she claims the stars entire. Through stars and storms we rise, under her watchful eyes, with faith and fire will prevail, for the imperium must not fail. For the imperium we prevail. Through storms and battle cries, her